All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99 back with another video. All right, y'all, it's official. It is official. It's been a few hours now, almost a day now since, we pretty much broke the news. Shout out to Gabby in my live stream. She told me to go check it out, check out Dana White's Instagram, and we saw it. I pulled it up there and we saw the information. Dana White, hey, he dropped all the dates on certain fights, and then he said March 30th in Atlantic City, flyweight fight between the number 2 contender Erin Blanchfield and the number 3 Manon Fiorot is going down. UFC Fight Night in Atlantic City, y'all. So yeah, man, it's official now. It's going down. Top 2 flyweights, they're facing off. And yeah, man, hey, we just talked about this a couple of yesterday I did a video on it talking about Erin wanting to do an interim belt and wanting to fight Manon and locking it in for sure. And Manon wants to do that as well. So yeah, man, now that Dana White he heard that, we kind of talk it up. I kind of talk it up. It's going down, man. But yeah, I like this fight, man. It's got to happen because, we just got so much going on. A lot of other, fans are questioning both fighters, like who's the better fighter. But in my opinion, I think they're both proven. Like, to me, it could be like a get in line situation, just to keep the champ active as well. Like, you could line both of these fighters up. But at this point, with both of these fighters having like the same number of wins and on the same turnaround time, you don't really want one or the other to sit back and be inactive too long or take on like a low risk, high reward type of fight. You don't want that going on with these two fighters. Since they're both at number 2 and number 3, you said, okay, maybe we could do this person here in the spring and this person in the summer, right? But that time off could affect the other fighter. So they just got these two fighting it out because until then, Grasso, she also has to kind of figure out what's going on with her. Well, she doesn't. I mean, the challenger does, Valentina. And, Dana White has to see, hey, is she better? Is she recovered? Again, some people said she's already had surgery, the 2 surgeries on her hands, so they should be locking in the rubber match, right? And then, like I said, Zhang Wei Li throwing herself into the mix. We don't know what could happen. So until then, these 2 flyweights that are 6-0, that are looking like the best of the best right now, they have to kind of hash it out, right? They have to go in there and hash it out because they both are ready. Erin, she's kind of been one of the ones that say, I still got time because I'm younger. But a fighter like Manon, she could go ahead and get the shot. Like, if it came down to it for me, I would say give Manon the shot first since she was number 1 first and the injury kind of stopped her. But now that they're locking it in, I'll take the fight, man. But looking at their resumes real quick, yeah, both 6-0. I think both fighters have fought the toughest competition, that they could fight on their way up versus some of the other fighters, you know what I mean? Like some of the ones they wanted to hype up and build up. I think some of them went on streaks where it was like they were taking on easy fights or fighters that aren't even in the UFC anymore. But with Erin and Manon, I think they've taken on some good tests. I know some people tried to question like the Andrade fight, but to me, that was still a good fight for Erin, for the situation she was put in, right? She was going to be shot all the way up to either fight Tyler. And then when Tyler had to pull out that time, Jessica Andrade was just as dangerous, So legit competition down the line here. When you look at Manon, Mayra Bueno Silva, you look at Mayra Bueno Silva, who's now challenging for the bantamweight belt. That's a good fight. Jennifer Maia, good fighter. Gave Valentina, a competitive fight. Former title contender, of course. Caitlin Kagan, another former title contender. Then again, you go over to Erin's side. She's beat tough fighters like Miranda Maverick, Tyler Santos, JJ Aldridge, and Jessica Andrade. So both of these fighters have fought some legit competition. Again, you could some people argue and say Tyler and Andrade were tougher, but you never know, man. I'm just saying, like, when you match these fighters up around the way, styles make fights. And, I think they did what they had to do against both fighters, but they both are 2 different fighters, and how they handled them is, it kind of shows you what they'll carry into this fight. But yeah, just an early look at this one, man. I think that this is going to be a bit of a cerebral fight. I think it is like the first round you're going to see respect because you're dealing with a striker in Manon who's becoming well-rounded, and then you're dealing with Erin Blanchfield, who's a grappler who's also becoming well-rounded. She's adding striking to her game. So both of these fighters are adding other arsenals that could be the wild card pulls in this type of fight. You know what I mean? Like, they could go in there and say, oh, wow, Manon's getting takedowns. Oh, man, she muscling now, or Erin Blanchfield, she throwing power shots. Oh, her jab is off. Her jab is knocking Manon off balance. Something like, the way these two fighters fight, they have those other little arsenals that you might see that they're going to have to use in this fight. Because when you look at Erin, I think Erin has been forced in certain situations where she had to adjust. Like when she fought Tyler Santos, she had to go into the fire. She had to make that adjustment and say, I'm getting hit too much on the outside. Let me go in and start to really put my strength on her and show her how strong I am and what I have down the line in the gas tank, right? Same when she fought Andrade, she had to go into the fire again when she took big shots, right? When she took big shots, she had to start jabbing back, hitting back with that hard right hand and getting into the inside so she could finish that fight. Then you had Manon on one side. I think Manon is a little bit more, I think she's been a little bit more clinical in her approach and a little bit more technical at times, where Erin, she's a little bit grittier. So I'm thinking in this fight here with Manon is going to have to pull out some of that grit. Like technique, of course, is good. Like she could go in there and use speed and athleticism to win this fight. But everybody knows, man, like when certain fighters get stronger down the stretch, you got to be able to outdog them at times. So, I would love to see Manon kind of turn it up, because even in the Caitlin Chikagan fight and Rose fight, I think she beat him. I think she won. She was able to outstrike him and use smarts in that type of fight. But there were moments in there where I said, man, she could have stopped him. Because even her after the Caitlin Chikagan fight, she said, hey, I felt like I could have wrestled a little bit more, like taking her down. I felt stronger. I could have done that, right? But maybe she just wanted to be a little bit smarter on it and kind of win the safe decision. But in this type of fight against Erin, I mean, once she builds the lead or once she hurts her, I think she's going to have to go in for the kill and really try to dominate and, put that hurting on her. And when she smells signs of stoppage, she's going to have to get it. Because Erin, when she smells a sign of stoppage, she'll find it and she'll get it. You know what I mean? Like when she finds it, she'll go ahead and take it. But again, even going back to the Rose fight, I remember a couple times when Manon landed them knees to the body, I saw Rose's expression. I was like, let's get her out of there. But kind of took her foot off the gas in there as well. So, yeah, I think that taking the foot off the gas in this type of fight really won't benefit as much, because everybody knows, well, I know Erin, she'll keep coming. Until you hit her with something, she'll keep coming. Because, again, Tyler Santos versus Erin was getting hit in the noggin with some bombs. She got hit a couple times in that first round, nose bleeding, and she lost that first round clearly, but she kept coming. She kept coming in that first round. Then when she came into the second round, she struck her way into Tyler Santos and started out-muscling her, right? So you have to look at those different scenarios and look at the type of fighter Erin is. She's gritty and smart. Manon, I think she's smart and gritty. I think she used more smarts, but that grit's still in there. But it just has to be kind of pulled out more in these type of fights. But, I think that the same approach won't – I don't think with the same approach – Erin will take the same approach in this type of fight. Like, Erin ain't going to take the same approach and try to just smother Manon, because I think Manon will be stronger in the clinch. I think Manon has a better gas tank than Tyler. And that's another thing we're going to see, too, who's got the better gas tank. I think it's even, just the type of, workouts these two fighters do. Manon, she's a cyclist and a runner, and, she's a boxer and, karate, stand-up fighter, karate and all of that. So I think she has that type of cardio to go longer hauls. Same with Erin. She's a wrestler. She'll get down and dirty. She's a grappler. She's got that type of gas tank, and she's young. So gas tank's going to be tested. Another question I know people are asking, is this a 3-round or a 5-rounder? I don't know. I really don't know. I'm hoping it's a 5-round fight, meaning it's going to be the main event. Like, that's another thing Dana White didn't say. Like, from what I've heard, like, I didn't hear him say it clearly if it was a co-main or main. If it's a co-main, I think it should still be a 5-round fight, because I think this 5-round experience is necessary because they wanted it. And I think it's going to really show how they handle the championship fight, the real championship fight that happens. And I don't think it is announced as an interim belt type of thing, but who knows? They might make it a 5-round fight, still like 3 months away from this one. Anything can change in it. And speaking of changes, everybody, just pray, keep your hands together, that these two fighters stay healthy. They don't overtrain. They don't overdo it. Them signs of COVID are still lingering around. So, let's make sure that they stay contained amongst their camps, and they don't, like I said, don't overtrain, and they don't get off their diets and their regimens going crazy things, because we want this fight and we need this fight right now, y'all. So it's going down. Erin Blanchfield versus Manon Fiorot, title eliminator. What do y'all think about this one, guys? And we're going to keep talking about this, because we're going to do a resume check discussion video one of these days this week, and we're going to kind of look at who has the better resume? Because people keep saying, oh, Erin got better, Manon got. Well, let's match them up. We're going to match them up, guys. But what do y'all think? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.